NASCAR Hall of Famer Wendell Scott became the first and to this day only black driver to win a race at NASCAR's highest level. Scott finished first during NASCAR's Cup Series in Jacksonville, Florida in 1963, but Buck Baker, a white driver, was announced the winner. Scott would demand a post-race scoring review in protest. Ultimately, the review found that Scott had actually won the race by multiple laps. Due to the rigid, intense culture of segregated South, NASCAR and the track promoters waited for the attendees of the race to leave before declaring Scott the official winner. While Scott did receive the winner's check of $1,000, he was never granted his victory lane celebration or winner's trophy. It has been widely alleged that Scott was denied his celebration, victory lap, and trophy presentation because it would have included hugging and kissing a white woman. During that time, every NASCAR event had a beauty queen that would kiss the winner. And again, it is alleged that the powers that be didn't like the idea of a white woman hugging and kissing a black man. Joining us to discuss the legacy of Wendell Scott is his son, Franklin Scott. Mr. Scott, tell us a little bit about your father and his career.
Well, my father was a true trailblazer. He was a man of great integrity. He's very dedicated to what his mission was. He was determined to race. He wouldn't let anything deter him from racing. He endured a lot of things that he shouldn't have to endure. You know, he endured sabotage. And even one time he was poisoned. He was denied entry to races. He was denied his pay. There were a lot of things that went on back then that he went through. He wasn't given the opportunity to backing and the support that other drivers was given. We never could receive any factory support. He did everything pretty much out of his own pocket and out of his own genius. So it's a thing that.
Why do you believe
he was so? Go ahead.
No, continue. I was just going to ask you, why do you believe that your father did not get that trophy that he actually won?
Well, I think you pretty much summed it up pretty good. Alleged that what you just said, I can't say that that's not true. He certainly felt like that was the case, what you just stated, and he was determined that he was going to be awarded that win because he knew what he had done in the race, and he deserved to be awarded the win. Of course, he didn't. As you said, he didn't receive his trophy. Go ahead.
Did he talk much about all the things that he encountered, and how did he feel about them?
Well, it was a thorn in his side, but he didn't let it. He was so focused on moving ahead, and he always predicted things like what's happened recently for us would happen. He didn't let it stop him. He was determined to keep going regardless. And he wouldn't let anything deter him from fulfilling his dream and his mission.
So what are the things that NASCAR has done over the years to rectify the situation and to right themselves by your father?
Well, first of all, I heard you mention that he was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He's the only African American or minority in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which is he cracked the ceiling with that. Also, recently, prior to the Daytona, to the 0400 race in Daytona on August 28th, we were awarded a trophy that he didn't receive on that particular night. The family was awarded a trophy, and also they were very generous to the family to bring family members down and to everybody take part in that celebration.
What do you think your father's greatest legacy is going to be?
He was a man of great determination. He was a great man of humility. Of course, perseverance is one of the things that he always talked about. You have to persevere. You have to have humility. You can't ever quit. You can't ever let anyone tell you what you can't do. But it's amazing the things that he accomplished. And if you allow me to, I just want to share a little bit with you. Out of 495 races, my father finished in the top 10 147 times, the top 5 20 times. He finished 321 of those races that he started, which is about 70%. He had 252 top 15s, 393 top 20s. In his second year on the circuit, he was the first man to turn a half-mile dirt track under 26 seconds in Savannah, Georgia. He broke a track record, half-mile dirt track record. So there were so many firsts that my father was able to accomplish. He raced in over 68 Cup tracks in his 13-year journey in the Cup Series. So there's so many things, but basically he was a great humanitarian. He was a person that believed in people. He would go out of his way to help anyone. He'd pick hitchhikers up off the road and bring them down, teach them how to work on cars. They live with us. There was just so many things that he did that will go in. He'll be recorded in history as doing.
Mr. Scott, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for allowing us and helping us to honor your father. Even more Black history is next. You're watching Prime on BNC.